There are many console exclusive franchises out there you may not expect to find over on PC. If we take a look at Nintendo, you won't see anything on Steam with Mario or Zelda or Whoops, spoke too soon. Many people forget that the original Bayonetta was multi-platform and it only became a Nintendo IP once the sequel came out as a Wii U exclusive. Thanks to a recent Steam sale, I grabbed it for a new handheld beyond just the Switch. So let's see how it stacks up, both on its own and against Nintendo's hybrid. We're diving into how the Steam Deck can run Bayonetta. To summarize, this is an action game starring a witch with a mouthful of sex puns, the ability to shoot guns from her feet, and transform her hair into demons. It's in the same vein as the likes of God of War and Devil May Cry, and has spawned a franchise of 3 main games and a spin-off that launched for Switch not long ago. Before we get into graphical options, it's worth noting that I installed Cryo tools on my Steam Deck since last week, and all of my tests going forward will be with that tool enabled. So you might get slightly lower performance than my testing if you don't have Cryo installed. Also, you can use Proton with this game, but it's not necessary. Performance isn't really different between Linux and Proton. Now, graphics. By default, the game will put you on medium settings and run at a mostly 60 FPS. That really crazy and busy intro sequence will dip into the 59 area pretty frequently though. This is already better than what the Switch can do, which stays 60 when it can, but the intro and larger fights easily drops into the low 50s on Nintendo's hybrid console. The beautiful thing about this is that you get the same performance on high settings, so crank that baby up and watch the high frame rate throughout the entire game. You will still get occasional drops to 59 in busier areas like that intro and bigger boss fights, but the game will pretty much never drop under 59. Now technically I did have it drop to 46 once while activating Witch Time, but it didn't happen again, so I threw that up as a bit of a fluke. Though just like the Switch and other versions, unfortunately the cutscenes in this game are locked to 30 no matter what your settings are. And that's really it. There's not much for you to do since we already have amazing performance both on medium and high with very minimal changes required. But let's do a quick comparison. We already know the Steam Deck can run the game more stable and closer to 60 in the crazier areas than the Switch can. Now let's compare the visuals of the two games. Here is a close screenshot of the Switch version, and here's a screenshot of the Steam Deck on high settings in the same area. As you can see, there's not really that much difference between the two. If you look closely, it is a little bit smoother here and there on the Steam Deck, but you really gotta be looking for it. And that brings us to battery life. The Steam Deck will give Bayonetta 3 hours with brightness up and about 4 hours with it down. In comparison, this is right on par with the Switch Lite, though the V2 and OLED models will get about 4 to 5 hours of the Switch version of Bayonetta 1. This is very similar to what we got from the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster, with the Switch Lite being about on par with the deck on battery life. Now, as we pull all of this together, would I recommend Bayonetta to Steam Deck users? Absolutely. It looks beautiful, it runs perfect, even better and more stable than the Switch version, which is really good on its own. You may not be able to play the whole franchise, but if you find the game on sale and really like it, it's a blast to play through just like it is on Switch. And that's all I got for you today. I'll be back soon with more Steam Deck performance and reviews. As always, thank you for watching and have a great day.